Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on LA56.
The hunt is on for a sea lion pup that was taken. This is crews care for another that was left behind.
Plus, surveillance video of a shocking robbery. A local ice cream shop is held up at gunpoint. We'll show you the suspect. Relieved residents are showing their thanks as crews make slow but steady progress containing the highway fire. And we now know how that fire began. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jory Rand.
I'm Giovanna Lotta. Welcome to Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m. We'll get to those stories in just a moment. But first, some breaking news out of South Los Angeles. 2 people have been shot. The gunfire erupted around 5 this morning near the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. Authorities say suspects fired shots at a green minivan, then took off westbound on Stalker. 2 men in their 20s in the van were hit by gunfire and were taken to a hospital in stable condition. A 3rd man was also in the van but was not injured. No word on what led up to the shooting. Authorities are canvassing the area for evidence. Also tonight, the search for a missing sea lion pup and the people who took her right off Dockweiler State Beach. A companion of the stolen pup was rescued and taken to a care center. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter has more.
Tiny cries from a rescued 10-month-old sea lion pup. Its companion, likely its sibling, missing after being taken from Dockweiler State Beach.
These animals need fluid in their body, not food right now. So it's very concerning that the animal's taken by people who don't know what to do with it.
Witnesses told police they saw 4 suspects, 2 men and 2 women, harassing the pups on the beach. One suspect got a blanket and grabbed one of the animals, putting it in the trunk of their car. The suspects then tried to grab the second animal, but it put up a fight and got away, hiding in the bushes. Rescuers say the pups may look cute and cuddly, but warn sea lions have a bite 10 times stronger than a pit bull. And since they're wild animals, require specialized care.
It's not like picking up a dog on the beach where you can feed it dog food and it could be okay. These animals, they need a supply of liquid fluid.
This year, there's been a record number of stranded sea lion pups along the California coast, 3 times the normal amount.
It's suspected that it's related to warmer waters off the coast in California. Warmer waters will have a direct impact on the availability of the food source for these animals.
Most of the animals are sick and malnourished, requiring extra care before they can be released back into the wild. And while the rescued pup recovers at the care center, the search continues for the missing pup and the suspects who committed a federal crime by taking the animal.
Those suspects face a $10,000 fine and up to a year in jail. Their vehicle is described as a black Honda Civic 2-door with California plates, the last 2 numbers 5 and 6. Authorities just hoping to find that missing sea lion pup before it's too late. In San Pedro, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
An armed robber targets a Northridge ice cream shop. Employees of Uncle Louie G on White Oak say a man walked into the store just before 9:30 and held up 2 employees, along with about 4 customers inside. Surveillance video shows the suspect as he approaches the register and orders customers to stay still as he robs the place.
I thought he was joking at first because he ran in and he said, hey, 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 really quiet. And I just smiled and I said, welcome. He said, get the money out of the drawer. And he showed us his gun. And that was that. I tossed all the money at him, but he didn't take the tip jar. So
the suspect got away with an undisclosed amount of money. If you recognize him in this video, you are asked to call police.
Cal Fire is now saying the highway fire burning in the Prado Basin was caused by an unattended cooking fire. Crews fighting the blaze managed to steer it away from some 300 homes, but surrounding it is another story. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell has the latest from Chino.
Smoke continues to rise from thick vegetation in the Prado Basin. The wildfire that broke out yesterday has burned through 1,000 acres, but firefighters say it's no longer advancing.
We are putting in containment lines. So hopefully with today's progress, we have had some wind, but we haven't had any significant flare-ups. With tonight's work, if we can get some cooler temperatures, we can put in some good containment lines for tomorrow.
Last night, several homes in Norco were threatened when shifting winds caused the flames to change direction. Mandatory evacuation orders were issued to residents, but no homes or other structures burned. Grateful residents of Norco, Chino, and other surrounding communities brought food to the fire command post today and held a barbecue to thank the firefighters for protecting their homes.
These guys go above and beyond to make sure that this fire gets out, and they do it safely. So putting themselves in the line of fire to help save all of us, and we can't even say thank you enough for them. Food is just the tip of the iceberg that we can do.
We're here to help any way we can, and
they need our help.
They need the help, you know. That's our way of helping.
Smoke from the fire is blanketing parts of the Inland Empire and can be seen as far away as Simi Valley and Ventura County.
It's gotten everywhere. You know, it was in Anaheim earlier. It was all the way to Banning. So now that the winds have kicked up and thinned out, there's going to be some smoke. So we're just advising people as the smoke disperses out, if you're sensitive to it or if you have asthma or anything like that, carry an inhaler with you. Just be precautious because you just never know.
The containment on this fire is now up to 35%, and crews will continue working throughout the evening to increase that containment. In Chino, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Amy, thank you. And since the fire started yesterday, you've been sharing your pictures with us. Vanessa Sandoval sent us this picture using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. She took it last evening, showing the bright flames and thick black smoke. And this photo was sent to us from Zach Steffens. It shows a car covered in dark ash. If you have pictures you would like to share, just post it on social media using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness.
All right, conditions were ripe for fires yesterday. We saw a couple of them out there. Let's check in with Danny Romero to see how things are right now. Danny.
All right, thanks very much, Jory. Yeah, we're looking at things still staying on the warm-ish side here in the 7 o'clock hour. 72 degrees still around the fire zone. And we're seeing the humidities rising somewhat, but still not exactly where you'd like them to be at 47%. So that is an improvement from the 30s we've been seeing most of the afternoon. And the winds are down a little bit, so that's an improvement as well. 11-mile-per-hour winds. Again, we'll keep an eye on this throughout the afternoon or evening hours and through tomorrow as well, as long as this fire is an issue. Now, we look outside. It's a great shot of Irvine Spectrum camera. Orange County looking pretty good, clear skies, but we can see a little cloud cover ready to make its way into Southern California tonight. And the temps starting to be very, very mild over the area. 69 for Burbank right now, still warm, and 83 in Santa Clarita. Palmdale showing a 75 at the moment, but nice and cool at Wrightwood, and Big Bear at 59 and 55 degrees. Now, everybody changes right about midweek. A hint, find your umbrella. I'll tell you more about that when I come back with a 7-day forecast in just a bit. Right now, Jory and Giovanna, go ahead.
I think those are all lost, Danny. No one knows where they are. Thank you, though. A woman riding a bike is killed by a suspected drunk driver who later crashed his car into a telephone pole in Lakewood. The accident happened around 2 this morning near the 11,700 block of Del Amo Boulevard. The woman was trying to ride across the street when the car struck her. She died at the scene. The driver, identified as 24-year-old Emmanuel Camacho, continued on and collided with a telephone pole. He was taken to the hospital and later booked on felony DUI charges.
A tour bus catches fire while heading from Laughlin, Nevada to Ventura. The city of Needles sent out these pictures. That bus caught fire at Interstate 40 and Needles Highway. 50 people were on board at the time. Fortunately, none of them were hurt. They were taken to a restaurant to wait for a new bus to come pick them up. No word yet on what caused the fire.
A special dedication in Long Beach on Holocaust Remembrance Day. A new fountain and garden area was dedicated at the Alpert Jewish Community Center. It was done in honor of those who died and survived during the Holocaust more than 70 years ago. Organizers hope the fountain serves as a reminder for future generations to keep those memories alive.
In observance of Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, we come together as a community committed to never forget. To educate is to ensure that we never forget, and to ensure that the worst of mankind throughout history can never emerge.
A community service followed the dedication. The LA Museum of the Holocaust also held a Holocaust commemoration today in Pan Pacific Park.
A new video reportedly shows Islamic State militants in Libya shooting and beheading captive Ethiopian Christians. This is a still frame taken from that undated video showing militants marching the group along a beach. This widens the circle of nations affected by the extremists' atrocities. The release of the 29-minute video comes one day after Afghanistan's president blamed ISIS for a suicide attack that killed at least 35 people. And this week on Eyewitness News, we take a look inside ISIS, sitting down with a filmmaker who went to the front lines in the fight against the Islamic State in Syria. and even went face-to-face with some of the most brutal killers in the world. That's Thursday at 11 p.m., only on ABC7.
A solemn ceremony today remembering the 168 people killed 20 years ago when a truck bomb went off outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. ABC's Neil Karlinski reports.
168 empty seats, 168 seconds of silence. A void even time can't fill.
My baby.
20 years after the bombing at the Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, hundreds gathered at the memorial to honor the survivors and the victims lost in what had been the nation's deadliest terror attack before 9/11. Today, those empty chairs, one for each man, woman, and child killed, filled with flowers, teddy bears, and memories.
Our grandfather, David Jack Walker.
In a tradition the country knows all too well, family members read each name out loud.
Our dad, Mickey B. Maroney.
The memorial and museum is built over the spot where Timothy McVeigh parked his truck bomb on April 19th, 1995. The detonation gouged a crater into the building and wounded the community's spirit. 2 decades later, those wounds are still healing.
You have inspired us with the power of your renewal. You have reminded us that we should all live by the Oklahoma standard.
That spirit on display in the so-called miracle babies, the kids who were at the daycare center that day and made it out, now all grown up and refusing to dwell on the past.
Appreciate every day, you know. I know that it's a blessing to be here.
Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Oklahoma City.
Ahead on Eyewitness News, a frantic search is taking place in the Mediterranean after a boat carrying hundreds of migrants capsizes.
And it's been a weekend of wild weather across parts of the country. We'll show you a funnel cloud captured in Oklahoma. Also,
at no point did I feel that it was not a good idea.
That from the man who flew a gyrocopter onto the U.S. Capitol lawn. What he's saying about the stunt and why he's not apologizing.
That is freaking awesome. Look at that, guys. Trinity, look.
Some very cool video of a tornado forming over Carmen, Oklahoma yesterday. Most of northwest Oklahoma was under a tornado watch the entire day. There were several reports of funnel clouds and rotation from areas around Carmen, but no reports of any tornadoes touching down, and that's the best news of all.
Yeah, he said it was awesome, and it is awesome looking at it, but it can turn very quickly into very not awesome
very
at all.
devastating.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, and I mean, and that part of the country is just kind of known for those tornadoes, that kind of stuff. Here in Southern California, we're known for our sunshine. We're known for our wonderful weather, and you know,
great sunsets
and gorgeous sunsets like that. Two beautiful views for you, Giovanna and the sunset, right in a row.
Danny, so the charmer.
Jory's in the way.
I concur.
We're both in the way.
I concur.
Apparently, we are just the mountains on the side of that sunset shot.
Danny.
What? I'm just saying.
Move on. Thank you.
He speaks the truth.
See? You only say what you see, baby. Call them as you see them. All right, here we go. Looking out to our live HD camera, Laguna Beach we go to. And wow, there's another gorgeous shot. Nature at work, the ocean. And the sky's starting to get cloudier now. And the beaches are going to be on that cloudy side a lot the next few days. Our downtown skyline also reflecting some of that sunshine setting in the west. And at 63 degrees, we are cooling down, certainly just a breeze of 5 miles per hour, and our relative humidity up now to 70%. And today, right about where we should be as far as our temperatures are concerned. 75 was our high downtown, 73 is a normal temp for this date, and those gorgeous sunsets happening right about now. Officially at 7:28, tomorrow morning sunrise at 6:16. Watch this, really clear over Southern California, any kind of moisture to our south and to our north. What's keeping it that way is this ridge of high pressure that's dominating our weather last few days, offshore flow around that, and certainly we enjoyed that. But now things are going to start to change for us over the next couple of days, because now we're going to see a low drop in, and around that low, a lot of energy is sweeping through. Now, most of it missing us in Southern California, going to our south, some to our north, but all coming through. We're going to catch little pieces of this energy, and that's going to give us chances of showers every day, starting around Wednesday or so, as long as this low stays in place. And we see it there until about Saturday or so. We have these chances of showers continuing off and on. But by Saturday afternoon, out of here. And then by Sunday, things turn right back around to some warm, sunny temps. Lows tonight down to the 50s and 40s in most spots. 38, though, in Fraser Park. Then the highs tomorrow. Temps dropping down a little bit more. Still warm and 77 in Santa Clarita and in Ontario, but cool and cloudy at Malibu, 65. Same for Huntington Beach and inland. Sunshine and 89 for Palm Springs. Here's our 7-day power back to weather, giving you morning clouds and sunshine and cooling temps till the showers come in on Wednesday, then off and on through Thursday, Friday into Saturday morning. And then by Sunday, back up to 76. The valleys and the Inland Empire will be cloudy in the morning, but then sunny in the afternoon and cooling down to the low 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, when that first shot of rain comes through. Another chance Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Gone by Saturday morning. By Sunday, it turns around to 80-degree highs around the inland areas. For the beaches, cloudy pretty much all week with the clouds the first part of the week, and then the rain chances coming in by Thursday and continuing through Friday and into Saturday morning. Done by Saturday afternoon, and by Sunday, not a bad day at the beach, 70 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Our mountain areas will be mostly sunny tomorrow, and the wind's kicking in, and then those shower chances start scattered-wise Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, and by the weekend. Snow on this. Snow level's not very high at all, or not very low. 6,000, 7,000 feet, and then still winding down by Saturday, and into the high desert we go. Winds going 25-mile-per-hour gusts, some stronger, and then the showers chances start on Wednesday, and then off and on rain, and then again, light amounts with all of these little showers moving through, but we'll take whatever we can to drop into our little rain buckets.
Yeah.
Right? There you go.
And that's what it is, a bucket.
Pretty much. Yeah, a very small bucket these days.
I know.
Yeah, right?
A frantic search is underway after a boat carrying hundreds of migrants capsized in the Mediterranean Sea. Italian authorities say a distress call went out late yesterday, indicating the ship was in trouble off the coast of Libya. They believe as many as 700 people, including children, were on the boat. So far, Italian authorities say only 28 migrants have been found alive. This is the latest in a series of deadly accidents involving migrants trying to escape turmoil in Africa and the Middle East.
That pilot who breached Washington, D.C.'s no-fly zone to land his gyrocopter on the Capitol lawn is back home tonight, returning by car this time. For the first time, he spoke with reporters about how he expected his daring flight would end and his frustration with how it actually did. Here's ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
Tonight, gyrocopter pilot Doug Hughes is grounded, back with his family in Florida.
I was in shock.
His wife and 11-year-old daughter speaking out about their dad's dangerous stunt, what he calls an act of civil disobedience, protesting campaign financing.
I was just downright proud. He's a patriot, you know. He did it for the country.
Though Hughes shared his plan with a local reporter, he says his family knew absolutely nothing about it.
It was intended to be a plan where only I took the risk, but it was very lonesome.
The 61-year-old mailman now delivering new details about the trip.
At no point did I feel that it was not a good idea.
Revealing he took off from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, flying 80 miles through Maryland straight into Washington, D.C., using landmarks like the World War II Memorial and Washington Monument to navigate. Hughes says he was surprised he actually made it to the Capitol.
I had expected to be intercepted on the way.
If Hughes had been detected flying through restricted airspace, scrambled fighter jets would have demanded he land or face being shot down, a risk this father says he was willing to take.
How did I weigh that? It's really easy. I had an idea that I thought could change the direction of the country to restore a true representative democracy.
Hughes faces 4 years in jail. He begins house arrest on Monday. In addition, he's banned from traveling to D.C. unless it's for court and is not allowed to fly anything. Mara Esquivel-Campo, ABC News, New York.
A protest in Pasadena today to prevent the construction of the world's largest telescope on Mauna Kea Mountain on the Big Island of Hawaii. Dozens gathered outside the headquarters of 30-meter Telescope, the company planning to build the giant telescope. Many native Hawaiians consider the mountain sacred ground, and they say building a telescope there would desecrate the land and contaminate the drinking water. For now, Hawaii's governor has put a halt to the construction.
Some major changes for Santa Monica's California incline. Tomorrow morning, that roadway closes for the next year. The well-known connector between Pacific Coast Highway and downtown Santa Monica's Ocean Avenue needs some major repairs, and it will cost $15 million to rebuild that incline. It will become more earthquake safe. Traffic officers will be on hand to direct drivers and try and control gridlock.
Car enthusiasts were out at the 30th annual Fabulous Ford's Forever car show this weekend at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park. It's called the largest all-Ford car show on the West Coast. Several Ford car clubs organized the event. Organizers say more than 1,800 Ford cars were expected at the show for people to enjoy.
Good looking
Pretty
cars
cool.
out there, yeah. Coming up next, shopping through the decades.
From turn of the century to the roaring 20s to the psychedelic 60s, there's something for everyone at this unique sale. We'll show you some of the fashions thanks to Goodwill.
And someone in Southern California could be $2 million richer after last night's Powerball drawing. We'll tell you where the winning ticket was sold. It's close when we come back. People lined up outside the Goodwill Community Enrichment Center in Glassell Park today for a 100-year sale. That's not how long the sale took. That's how long Goodwill has been collecting thousands of fashion items in Southern California. And today, it unloaded its apparel archives, giving people a chance to own a piece of fashion history.
We pulled 200 items for our own historical reference, and the rest is available here today to our shoppers. We've got dresses from the late 1800s, beaded numbers from the early 1900s, the 40s, beautiful crinoline dresses from the 50s, fun and funky knits from the 70s, all the way up to the 90s.
It's a 1970s dress that I think is just really darling and different.
There are also some 700 hats as well as jewelry and gloves. 93% of today's proceeds will go towards Goodwill programs.
Good stuff there. If you bought a ticket for last night's Powerball drawing at a Vons near Culver City, you may be in luck. The ticket sold at this Vons in the 4000 block of Centinela had all the numbers except the Powerball, making it worth more than $2.6 million. One ticket had all the numbers and the Powerball, but that was sold in Puerto Rico. Now these are the numbers: 31, 22, 13, 23, 29, and the Powerball 17. Congrats to whoever bought that ticket.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagining someone screaming very loudly somewhere right now. How cool is that? We are updating our top stories at 7:30, including the latest on the search for a sea lion pup taken from a local beach.
Plus, evacuations have been called off, but the fight continues against the stubborn fire burning near Corona. We caught up with some residents who were forced from their homes.
And hundreds gather in Los Angeles this afternoon for a special concert and walk. Why this event could actually help save lives.
Plus, 2 police officers jump into action when they come across a car that had flipped over, trapping a woman inside.
live from ABC7. This is Eyewitness News at 7:30 p.m. on LA56.
Our top story at 7:30, a search for a stolen sea lion pup as its companion is cared for at a rescue center. I'm Giovanna Lotta.
I'm Jory Rand. This is Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7:30 p.m. One of those sea lion pups is safe now at a San Pedro marine mammal facility, but investigators say its companion was stolen off Dockweiler State Beach early this morning. Witnesses tell them 2 men and 2 women were taunting those pups, then took one and drove off. Sea lions are a protected species. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
We now know what caused the highway fire burning in the Prado Basin. Officials say it was an unattended cooking fire. The fire has burned 1,000 acres and is now 35% contained. But at its height, residents of about 300 homes were forced to evacuate. Many are expressing relief and a great deal of gratitude to the firefighters who protected their homes through the night. Eyewitness News reporter Darsha Phillips has their story.
When you look at it now, it's not nearly as scary.
Residents back in their homes after the out-of-control blaze forced them to flee, many believing they would not have a home to return to.
We could see the house, and we could see actual flames behind it. So at that point, pretty sure it was going down.
Ray Curry and his family just moved here 4 months ago and were sure they had lost everything.
We asked the firemen, do you think the house is going to make it? And the first time they're all, I don't think so, because the trees, the embers were flying.
Pretty rough because, this is an amazing neighborhood and amazing house, and, we just moved in.
When they finally made it to their home, what they saw was humbling.
I had 30 plus firemen in my backyard, 3 fire trucks right here, and it's pretty hard not to feel pretty secure once I got here.
And they lined them up all along the yards, and they had a engine in the neighbor's front yard, and they were watering all the trees and watering all the house.
The fire nearly put out now, and though the cleanup will take some time, this neighborhood is beyond grateful to the men and women who saved their homes.
I would say thanks from the bottom of my heart.
In Norco, I'm Darsha Phillips, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Wow, some scary stuff there, and conditions were ripe for those fires. We check in now with Danny Romero. Danny?
All right, thanks very much, Jory and Giovanna. Still, conditions are still watchful, let's say, but it's certainly improving as the temperature drops down now to 69 degrees, and the humidities rise up, 51% relative humidity. Still fairly dry, but just the same, better than those 20s and 30s we saw in the last couple of days. And the winds are still a concern at 12 miles per hour, but not an overly great concern, but something to watch. Certainly, the occasional gust could be stronger, and certainly it's kind of dispensing that smoke and ash all over many, many, many areas. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Right now, the temps are cooling down all over the Southland. Save 69 for Burbank, 73 for Ontario, 71 for Riverside, and 74 for Hemet. Cooler and cloudier at Santa Monica right now. We're at 60 degrees. Cooler still at Oxnard with 59 degrees. And yes, rain finally on the way. How much we get when it gets here, I'll tell you with a 7-day in just a bit. Right now, Jory and Giovanna, go.
Okay, Danny, we really need that rain. You can get the latest weather information at any time, any place with the free ABC7 Mega Doppler app. You'll find real-time interactive radar, 7-day forecasts, and more, all in the palm of your hand. Download the app for free in the App Store or from Google Play.
We now know the name of the suspect killed in the officer-involved shooting in Hemet yesterday. The deadly shooting involved a California Highway Patrol officer and a Riverside Sheriff's deputy who are part of a gang task force. Authorities say they conducted a traffic stop at Acacia Avenue and Girard Street when the passenger got out of the vehicle and began shooting at the officers, who fired back, killing him. Investigators say the passenger was 29-year-old Elias Cavazos. The driver remained in the car and was detained. Neither officer was injured.
Today, the largest anti-genocide rally in the U.S. took place in Park La Brea. More than 3,500 activists gathered for Jewish World Watch's 9th annual Walk to End Genocide. The 2-mile walk started at Pan Pacific Park and stretched throughout the surrounding neighborhoods. Organizers wanted to show how local communities can fight genocide and mass atrocities all over the world.
People of all faiths, from all different walks of life, from all over Los Angeles, to have a unified voice to speak out against genocide.
This year's walk coincided with the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz and the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide. Both tragedies were commemorated during a ceremony at today's event.
Now to Australia, where the families of 2 teenagers arrested in an alleged terror plot are now making accusations of police brutality. Ethan Cruz is one of those arrested yesterday in Melbourne. Here, he shows off his injuries. He and 4 others are accused of plotting to target police at a public ceremony. His father claims officers used unnecessary force during a raid on their home.
And he's grabbed my son and just smashed him against the wall. Smashed him again, and I could hear his just stomping, and I could hear and then caught.
The father of another suspect says they were also treated poorly by police. The Cruz family has filed a formal complaint. 3 other teens were also arrested.
Cuba held elections today, the first since the historic thaw in relations with the United States, and this time there's a small wrinkle in the single-party system. 2 candidates openly oppose the Cuban government. They hope to win 2 of more than 12,000 seats at stake in the country's municipal councils. Those councils handle services such as street repair, water supplies, and insect control. It's believed a win by either would have symbolic but little practical impact for the Communist Party system.
The search continues for the gunman who shot and injured 3 men at a cookout at Delaware State University. The shooting happened last night at a campus-sanctioned fraternity and sorority event. The victims were not students and are in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. There was another shooting early this morning at some university-run apartments near campus. No one was hurt, and it's unclear if the 2 shootings are related.
The U.S. Coast Guard rescues a 30-year-old man ailing out there from a fishing excursion in the Pacific Ocean. The rescue happened yesterday evening, 62 miles west of San Diego, and it was all caught on camera. The Coast Guard says that man was suffering from possible kidney stones. A helicopter crew safely hoisted the man and transferred him to waiting EMS workers. He was then taken to the hospital for treatment. That fishing boat is based at Dana Harbor in Orange County.
2 New Jersey police officers are being applauded for their bravery after pulling an unconscious woman from a smoking car. Good Samaritans called 911 after she flipped her car in a ditch. Officers cut off her seatbelt and pulled her to safety just minutes before the car exploded. Police say without those 911 calls, the woman would not have escaped the fire. She's doing fine now, but is facing DUI charges.
Coming up next, finishing the ride.
A special charity event draws people from across the area, hoping to raise awareness about hit-and-run crashes. See what they're doing.
And Sunset Boulevard from a different perspective. Runners left their cars at home and laced up their shoes to take on the Sunset Strip.
A special ride took place in Griffith Park today to raise awareness about hit-and-run crashes. Bicyclist Damian Kevitt started the organization known as Finish the Ride after being hit in Griffith Park and dragged nearly a quarter mile under a car and losing his leg in 2013. Kevitt says the event is to help make the streets safe for everyone.
It's a multifaceted problem, so there's not any one single magic bullet to this problem, but with a lot of persistence over a long period of time, this is changing. It's already dropped. Hit and run, people injured and killed by hit and runs have already dropped 16% in the last year just since the start of this campaign.
Nearly 1,000 people took part in today's event.
Nearly 3,000 runners took over West Hollywood this morning for the first ever Sunset Strip Half Marathon. The rock and roll themed race kicked off at 7 with people running in either the 5K or the half marathon. The 13.1-mile half marathon course went through the world famous Sunset Strip. Several local bands performed along the route. The race finished with a music festival at a West Hollywood park.
We're running the road of rock history. I mean, there's so many events out there that call themselves rock and roll, but this is really where rock and roll got its start. We're running by the Roxy, we're running by the Whiskey, we're running by the Chateau Marmont. Some of the greatest things that have happened, some of the biggest acts in American rock and roll have been discovered right here.
The event helped raise money for the House of Blues Music Foundation, which provides music education to kids.
Still ahead on Eyewitness News, up, up, and away.
Between the sun and the breeze, it's been the perfect day to fly a kite, and that's just what hundreds did today. We're off to the Ascot Hills Park Kite Festival.
And in sports, the Angels are glad Houston is in the rearview mirror. The reason, next.
It was a colorful Sunday in El Sereno where hundreds came together to fly kites. This is the 5th annual Ascot Hills Park Kite Festival. Councilmember Jose Huizar and the local neighborhood council host it each year. The park's hilltops provide a prime area for kite flying along with gorgeous views of the city.
Beautiful because, you know, nowadays with technology, kids are just glued to their cell phones or to the TV or the computer. To actually, you know, take them back a little bit, you know, to Mother Nature and just experiencing the outdoors a little bit. And, you know, here at Ascot, it's beautiful because it's in the city, yet it's outdoors.
1,000 kites were handed out by organizers today to children and their families.
And really a great day to be out there because it was a little breezy.
Yeah,
certainly
that's
clear.
You know, many years ago they'd tell you, go fly a kite. It was a bad thing. Today was a good thing.
No,
what do you mean years ago? I get told that all the time. What are you talking about?
I wasn't going to mention that, Jory, but yes, he hears us in the hallways constantly.
I'm sorry, I won't say it anymore.
It's all right. Just gotten used to you saying it.
That was Giovanna all this time. The secrets we reveal here. And let me tell you something else that's not something secret. We've got some clouds coming in, and with that, a chance of some much-needed precipitation. Outside we go. Get a clear view here of our HD camera showing us Disneyland, California Adventure to be exact. And their things have been pretty nice all day, pretty clear, pretty sunny, fairly warm-ish, and we'll continue that way into the nighttime, kind of clear nights. But everybody getting a little more cloud cover, little by little, more and more each night. Our downtown skies, mostly clear right now, 63 degrees, with just a breeze of 5 miles per hour and a relative humidity at 70% right now. Temperatures today range from anywhere the cool and cloudier Redondo Beach, 68, to the warmer temps, of course, inland as you might expect. 84 in Chatsworth, 85, Riverside, Lancaster, 86, and Elsinore, near 90 degrees this afternoon. But here's what's cooling everybody down. This is marine layer watch as it goes on the coast and to the inland spots tonight into tomorrow morning. Backing off during the afternoon. Now, look ahead, Monday night to Tuesday morning. There, too, back once again, deep penetration, thicker clouds. Everybody feeling a lot cooler with this cool air in place on Tuesday, indicating the change of things to come. Right now, we're dominated by this ridge of high pressure, the offshore flow, the warm, dry conditions. But as we move ahead, Tuesday into Wednesday and into Thursday, then things turn around because now we've got this energy to our north dropping towards us and a low that brings us in. But the main energy will miss us to the south. We're going to get little chunks of it caught up in this low, so we'll bring through little chances of rain each day, starting Wednesday, continuing until about Saturday morning or so. But no huge amounts anticipated at this point. 50 overnight tonight in Palmdale, down to 49 in Lancaster, a little more chilly, 38 for Fraser Park. And then tomorrow, afternoon highs just a little bit cooler, but still sunny and 77 in Santa Clarita, 79 in Palmdale. We'll get to 64 at Wrightwood, but 63 at Redondo Beach. Once again, kind of a cloudier day along the coast. Now the 7-day power back weather. Watch the changes come. Low 70s to start the week. Here come the showers Wednesday, off and on through Thursday, Friday, done by Saturday morning, and by Sunday, back up clear and warm to 76 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. We go 77, drop it down to low 70s, and the shower chances moving in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, done Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon to 76. By Sunday up to 80 degrees, a real turnaround in just less than 24 hours. For the beaches, we're going to go morning clouds and fog. Pretty much all week it's going to be cloudy and cool with the rain chances starting on Thursday, and they're continuing to Saturday morning as well. But by Sunday, a nice beach day, 70 degrees. Mostly sunny skies there. For the mountain spots, we'll see the showers start on Tuesday. Snow levels 6,000 feet, not much lower than that, and showers continuing until about Saturday. But Sunday looks to be a really good day to end your week next week or weekend. For the high desert, gusty winds to start, and the showers blow in around Wednesday, and the temps cool down to the 60s there, with our numbers at 69 for Thursday and Friday. And then by Saturday morning, showers are done. As we head towards Saturday afternoon and Sunday, we're back up to 72, and then a nice warm 77 by Sunday again. Okay. All right, there you go.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
Danny, thanks. One Orange County community is hosting their own Olympic Games for hundreds of seniors. As Eyewitness News Orange County reporter Greg Lee shows us, you're never too old to compete.
Watch Dan Vitello on the tennis court, and you can tell he's played the sport for a long time. What you probably can't tell right away is that he's 90 years old.
I had my days in the sun, and it's all gone now, just so I enjoy playing the game of tennis.
Vitello is one of 500 senior athletes participating in the 12th annual Laguna Woods Village Games, a dozen of them over the age of 90. The 3-week event gives Laguna Woods Village residents the chance to compete in 27 different events.
Everything from archery to pickleball to bocce ball, bridge and poker, tennis, basketball, you name it, we've got it all.
When they're not playing, many athletes choose to watch from the sidelines. Richard Lowell Hawkins says he enjoys the event because of the community atmosphere and the opportunity to get out and play.
It really gives you something to live for, because you see that your life doesn't stop as you get at a prime age in life.
While the people at Laguna Woods Village continue to enjoy their prime age, they want to share their secrets to a long, healthy life.
Get off that couch and get out there and do something. I don't care what it is. Yeah, just get out and do so. Any sport that you like, do it.
The Village Games run until April 27th. Reporting in Laguna Woods, Greg Lee, ABC7, Eyewitness News.
And to sports we go. Rob Fukuzaki joining us, and the Clippers finally playing.
That's right. Downtown Los Angeles here, Giovanna and Jory. 5 days of speculation, 5 days of chatter. The Spurs and the Clippers are now finally posting up against someone other than a teammate. The game just started. Highlights and post-game coming up on Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock on ABC7. Now to Cleveland, where LeBron James and the Cavs open up the postseason versus the Celtics off the steal. LeBron is ahead of the play, takes it hard to the rim. 2 of his 20 points. The Cavs led by 5. Moments later, Kyrie Irving launches a 3 ball at the halftime horn. Irving was smoking today. A game-high 30. Boston cut the lead to 6 in the second half, but James Jones launches another deep ball at the third quarter horn. No upset today. The Cavs open with a 13-point win. Game 2 is Tuesday night. Now to baseball. Brandon McCarthy tossed 6 shutout innings for the Dodgers, and the Dodger bats awoke with gusto in the 6th inning. First, former Halo Howie Kendrick smokes one to dead center, his second big fly of the season. And after an Andre Ethier walk, Scott Van Slyke takes Scott Oberg over the short porch in left. Jock Peterson later added a second homer in the game. Dodgers hammer the Rockies 7-zip. They have won 7 straight. Mike Scioscia and the Angels tried to avoid losing 2 straight in Houston. C.J. Cron turns and burns a missile into the stands in the left field corner. This one is all tied at 2, but in the 5th inning, the Astros got a run off a wild throw by Drew Butera to first. Then David Freese can't make the play on the short ground ball. In comes Evan Gattis. The Angels have lost 6 of 8, and they are glad they're heading to Oakland tomorrow. And finally, 11 hours of treacherous weather led to a turbulent night on the track in Bristol. Jeb Burton's spin, courtesy of Jimmy Johnson, collected David Reagan and Spring Cup champ Kevin Harvick. Carl Edwards found serious heartbreak with 6 laps to go. He loses control. He's rammed hard from behind by Kurt Busch. That brought out the 10th caution of the night. Rain forced yet another 20-minute delay. Matt Kenseth survived it all. He takes checkers for the first time this season. He ends a 51-race drought. They started that race at 9 in the morning, our time, and it just wrapped up at 7:30. Just about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it was a long day at the track.
I think so.
Yeah, good thing we didn't have the kids in the back seat asking.
When we're going to get there.
Is this done yet?
Thanks, Rob.
Right.
Coming up later tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. Police officers in New Jersey pull a driver from a wrecked car just moments before it burst into flames. We'll show you the dramatic video. Plus, these crocodiles are getting ready for a road trip. Find out why they're headed to Cuba. Those stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7.
Well, coming up next here on LA56, we'll tell you what tops the box office this weekend.
And we're getting our first look at Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel's baby. More on this little guy when we come right back.
We are getting our first look at singer Justin Timberlake's baby, born earlier this month. The performer posted this picture on his Instagram account showing wife actress Jessica Biel holding their new son, Silas Randall Timberlake. Timberlake, who was born in Memphis, Tennessee, posted this caption under the picture: "The Timberlakes are ready, go Grizz," in reference to the NBA playoffs. This is the couple's first child together.
Congratulations to them. Furious 7 throttles its way to the top of the box office.
Look, I can't do it, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. Now isn't the time.
For the third weekend in a row, the high-octane thriller finished #1. The movie raked in $29.1 million. That brings the domestic total to a staggering $294 million. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 debuted at number 2 with $24 million. Universal's low-budget thriller Unfriended was in third, opening with $16 million and rounding out the top 5, Home and The Longest Ride.
Great Britain's Prince Harry flew a Tiger attack helicopter over Australia's Northern Territory this week for his training with the Australian Defence Force. Harry is in Australia for a month to train with the nation's army, even though his British military career is ending in a few months. While there, Harry also played wheelchair football with some of the Australian Army's wounded and injured. Next month, the Prince plans to go to New Zealand for a week for the very first time.
Dozens of animals rescued from circuses in Peru are starting a new life in a jungle sanctuary. Among the animals are 5 different species of monkeys. The Air Force and Navy helped transport the 39 monkeys from Lima to the city of Iquitos, about 600 miles northeast of the capital. The animals were then loaded on boats and taken up the river to reach the protected sanctuary, which will end up being their permanent home.
Love that story. And thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News at 7 here on LA56. LA56 Weekend Theater is next.
And Eyewitness News continues at 11 p.m. on ABC7 and anytime on ABC7.com. Remember, you can get your news 24 hours a day on our ABC7 Facebook page, on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 right here on LA56.